Here we are, week 2 of building our RV-9A empennage. We're still working on the vertical stabilizer, and we're finishing up the skin dimpling and countersinking some of the ribs and spars. It has been a frigidly cold week, averaging well below freezing, and we are doing the best we can to stay warm in our uninsulated hangar. As you can see, we just brought over our Keurig. It's been below, about just freezing inside the hangar consistently, and our poor Keurig does not like the cold temperatures. So we're trying to thaw it out in front of our big heater. It doesn't work very well for us. Well, we've finished dimpling, and now it's time to start riveting. Right there, we're connecting our rear spar and doubler with clecos. And now for the rivets. We decide here that we are going to prime between the iron brackets and the aluminum rear spar. So you see down below, it's all painted. We haven't taped up so that it kind of stays right where we want it. And we've started working on connecting the skeleton to the front star. We finished the front skeleton, and now we are clecoing the skin on. We're getting really close to being able to rivet this all together. We finished riveting the brackets onto the primed area of the rear spar, and we're going to clean up for the day because we're about tapped out of what we can do before we have our very first technical counselor visit. We are now waiting for Tom Ward, our technical counselor, to arrive. He goes over and gives us quite a glowing review of our riveting skills and how we've clecoed everything to make sure everything really holds in place as we get started riveting. So we are moments away from being able to begin actually riveting the skin on to the skeleton, and we'll be able to have a finished vertical stabilizer soon. As you can see, this is a little difficult for Sam. I'm using the rivet gun, and Sam's having to slide his arm in between the metal to try to hold a bucking bar against. the shop head of the rivet. We finish riveting the skin, and it's time to cleco on the back spar and start using the squeezer to finish up all the edge rivets. The positive to using the squeezer is that it's more uniformed. There's less of a possibility to damage the skin, and so if it's a possibility to be able to use the pneumatic squeezer, it's definitely worth it. So this is the final day of our work week, and we are just finishing up the last of the rivets along the back spar. And just like that, we have finished the vertical stabilizer. We make a nice soft spot on the top of our shelf, and we store the vertical stabilizer up there until it's time to put the empennage all together. Here you can see we've pulled down more skins and ankle brackets, and we are starting on the rudder. The rudder has a lot of parts that need to be fabricated, and most of our fabricating equipment is at home, and let's be honest, it's a little bit warmer there. So we go through what we are going to need to be doing for the rudder, and we pick out all the parts that need to be fabricated. So that's our plan for the rest of the weekend.